Hey guys, I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review. Thank you so much for being here on my YouTube channel. This is where we get to talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that I love to talk about, including movies, TV shows, comic books, all the good nerdy stuff that I'm into. And right now, I want to talk about Expedition X Episode 2. That's right, we've had 3 episodes of Expedition X, but I'm getting caught up now. So let's talk about Episode 2, and that's the hunt for the Tech. So what Josh Gates does in Expedition X is he's got his team that he sends. One of them is a skeptic, one of them is a believer, X-Files much, and he sends them into parts of the world looking for what is essentially cryptids or ghosts or anything of that nature. And in this episode, they're looking for the Tech in Cambodia. Now, I really loved the first episode of Expedition X. It's the one where they went looking for the Mothman. Loved it. I thought it was a great first episode. This episode was a good episode. It wasn't great, but it was good. And the reason that I don't think it was great is because it's an episode that we've seen before. Now, to be clear, we haven't specifically seen this episode before, but there are so many hunting Bigfoot shows out there, and the Tech is essentially Cambodia's Bigfoot. There's so many hunting Bigfoot shows out there that this really felt like it followed those same beats. You know, the researchers they research the area, then they do an overnight in the woods, and they hear some sounds, and they see some scratches on the trees, and they hear some growling, and they don't really come up with any conclusive evidence, but there's enough that maybe there's a Tech out there. And then the next day they go through their data and they try to decide what it was that they saw. This is the same formula that has been used in every single Finding Bigfoot episode of any single show ever. So I didn't love it as much as the Mothman because we've seen this before. So yeah, it's something that we've seen before. But it was still good because it's Josh Gates. And I love me some Josh Gates, right? So, yeah, it was something that's very familiar, something that we've seen a lot of. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad because it was done in a way that was still entertaining. The 2 investigators, one of them is Phil. I forget the girl's name. But the 2 investigators are good personalities. They work well together. And Josh Gates is still Josh Gates. He's somebody that I just love watching. He's got that, he's got a good personality. He's very entertaining. Dad jokes. Love them. So, yeah. It wasn't as good as the first episode with the Mothman because the Mothman, even though I've seen stuff about the Mothman before, we've had documentaries done on the Mothman before, it's not something that is prevalent as Bigfoot is. And like I said, Tech is basically just a Bigfoot, Cambodia's Bigfoot. So, good episode, not as good as the first one because the subject matter was very familiar, but still a good episode nonetheless, and I look forward to talking about next episode, which is Island of the Dolls. It was a better episode. So we'll talk about that one soon. So thank you so much for being here at the LQ Review, where we get to talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that we'd love to talk about. And until next time, we'll see you later.